This is a general reading for Pisces for mid-June. So if Pisces is your sun or moon rising or Venus, this is a general reading for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you're not a subscriber of the channel, please consider subscribing so that it does help build the channel, as well as comments. And if you like the video, hit the like, please. I have put some links down below. I am going to be available for some readings each month, depending on my health schedule. So right now I am going to be available to do some readings, either a video, which is sent to you, or live, and I use WhatsApp. I'm just about ready to be licensed by the city of Henderson so I could work in the bookstore. I just have one more form to fill out, which I'm going to do today. Then it has to go to the city council. And then I could work in the bookstore in Henderson. It's going to depend on my health because I have some surgery coming up in September. And I won't be unable to go to the bookstore like a couple months after that. So until then, I'm going to be available to do some readings through my web channel. And if you're interested, just let me know. As you know, this is a work in progress. I made some, I've been making some changes to the channel. So right now, I was using a camera, and then I had a video recorder, which the coordination didn't work out as well. So I'm back using the camera, but I've have it angled so that you can see the cards as I put them out. And remember that the cards that I use, and I'm using the Morgan Greer deck, you may see, I'm psychic. So what I read from the cards or the reading is not necessarily, a strict interpretation, because it is a psychic interpretation. I could look at a card one day and it would mean something, and then the next day, something else, and its message is from your spirit guides. So I am using the Morgan Greer deck, and I'm going to be also using some oracle cards. I have here helping me Nina and Susie, who are asleep in the chair. And then my new little fur baby, Bella, who's 16 years old, that I just adopted. Her owner went into assisted living, and she was posted on social media. So it's the kind of dog that I usually adopt, the older dogs that, people, whatever circumstances they have. And so she was in that one home all of her life. And so it's an adjustment for her. So I let her set the pace. So let's see what we have coming up for mid-month for you, Pisces. I see that some of you have some options, and that you're considering. It can be different options for projects, for a new job, some maybe considering some shifts of focus on your career. We are in our planet. This is a period of adjustment for everyone. It isn't just you being singled out or I being singled out. It is a change of the planet, and it is affecting everyone. And as a result of that, you could have had a job for years and years and not thought of any other options. It could be that there's opportunities being presented to you now that you had not considered in the past, that you now feel that you have the freedom. Well, today's garbage day, so there's our garbage truck. Isn't that interesting? Maybe he's taking the garbage away in more than one sense. So as we move on, sometimes those blocks, which are like the Eight of Swords, are considerations that we have kept from moving forward. Everything is either fear or love. So it could be fear-based. all sorts of things. If you're moving on, it can be fear of failure, it can be fear of learning something new, it can be fear of changes, a different environment. So for some of you, you do have new opportunities for new careers, taking what you have learned in the past and building on it. For others, it can be different focuses. Maybe you thinking about moving. I don't see that many of you considering moving to a new location. We'll see if cups come up. I don't think so. And for some of you, you have felt that you really didn't have any choices. You were, like the Eight of Swords, you were bound, that you felt that you really didn't have some choices, that you were sort of stuck. And now this is the opportunity for you no longer to be stuck, but be able to have the freedom to look at new choices. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Eight of Cups shows up, which is looking for a deeper meaning. And the moon is also there, which means follow your intuition. So let's see what we have here. I'll shuffle it one more time. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. What is the message for our Pisces? Thank you. No, you don't need to help the garbage man. He's got plenty of help, Susie. Doesn't need your help. Okay. So the very first card is the Queen of Cups. Remember, there's the Cups, home. So it could be related to home. It can be related to relationships. Let's see. Where is the... No. Nope, it's going to be this way. Okay. So it's... let me make some space here. So it could be you considering a new location, or relationships, or looking for love in your home. It will show up. Crossed over by a broken heart. So some of you are healing from a broken heart of a relationship right now, and it's healing. Then at the base of it is, there's, this get showing up. There's the Eight of Swords. I mentioned the Eight of Swords. This is you feeling bound, didn't have the freedom to move ahead. These were all of your considerations, your swords that you put there, your fear, because it's based on fear. Moving forward and not moving forward is based on fear. Behind you, King of Swords, moving forward, taking action. What's on your mind? Five of Rods. Ahead of you, King of Pentacles. Then we have the Eight of Rods. The Moon. Things hidden. Follow your intuition. No. The Justice card. Decisions. Legal. It can be legal situations or decisions. No, you don't need to help the garbage man. Come here, Susie. And the final outcome is the Queen of Swords. So we have the Justice card and the Queen of Swords. We also have the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Swords with the Two of Cups. Justice card with the Tower. That's the combination of that two is sort of, maybe you've been waiting for something and there's a Tower moment. This can be some sort of injustice that you've been waiting for some sort of legal decision, and then there's the Tower, and it could be that it's not found in your favor or as you wanted it to turn out. The Moon with the Star. Now, isn't that interesting? The Moon and the Star together. Eight of Rods with the Hermit. King of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles with your thoughts. It's like a disagreement at work or chaos. Behind you, there's the Fool card, new beginnings. At the base of it with your Eight of Swords is your Nine of Swords. And then we have the Sun crossed over by the Eight of Cups. And I did say that I wouldn't be surprised if the Eight of Cups showed up, and there it is. So you have the Eight of Cups and you have the Moon, which is something's hidden. You don't have a clear picture, and so follow your intuition. The Moon is something hidden, something secret, and what it's saying is take your time, follow your intuition, meditate on it so that you can get a clear picture. That is the Moon and the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups. So there are things hidden, so follow your intuition. Because for some of you, this reading is related to work. For others, this is related to like legal things, and it can be domestic, split. Or it can be a legal situation with the Tower. It can be you filed some sort of suit and you're waiting for the results. Or you have a legal situation related to division of property. Could be marriage, it can be inheritance. It can be applying for benefits. It could be, like, for example, civil lawsuits like auto accidents, or lump sums that you've been applying for, and the results are not very good. So, okay. I see the basket of eggs, the thing about don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is saying don't count on you getting a big bunch of money, that there could be some things going on behind the scenes. Sometimes the legal situation can be altered by who's involved in it, not the litigants, you and someone else, but the judges, the attorneys, mainly the judges. And some of them have specific opinions that they consistently follow, regardless of the case. So it can be, that there's some outcomes that you really it's not in your favor. Let's look at the cards and get a bigger picture of this. So the reading is first about the Queen of Cups, which is you. Relationships can be home, can be domestic. I don't see new love. I do see the final outcome is the Two of Cups with the Queen, which can be a discussion. It can be a meeting of the minds, and the Queen of Swords is someone who stands firm. Queen of Swords could also be a mentor or someone legal. So first we have your readings about the Queen of Cups crossed over by your broken heart. So this is either related to home or domestic. So given what it is, I would say it's a breakup for some of you of a relationship. It could be family disputes. It can be a loss of a home. So there's something that you're healing your heart about, as far as the home, as far as the domestic, being vulnerable, and some things coming along. And I see that, I keep seeing that it can be a surprise, that you're expecting one thing and then there's the result. Like when I said, some decisions, I see someone like on crutches and someone kicking the crutches out. So that kicking at the foundation, making you more vulnerable. I know that sounds very not so good. But to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So if they're going to pull, if they're not going to, I don't say pull, but if there's some things that you're expecting a particular outcome, it's just like you look at a playbook in sports where they have certain maneuvers that they follow in their playbook. So if you think that they're going to do play A and they do play B, so you already know that the defense for B. So it's to be forewarned to go, okay, well, then we need to have this in place in order to address that, rather than thinking they're going to go along with it. You could think that this can be some sort of settlement. It can be the domestic, and you think it's going to turn out in your favor, and then they change the rules of the game, sort of, and you become more vulnerable or surprised with it. But you do have a broken heart, so I think it can be domestic. I think it can, for some, it can be division of property, or it can be that you're at the early stages of a breakup of a relationship, which you have your broken heart from, because then you have the Sun, also an agreement between two people regarding a situation, and the Eight of Cups, you looking for a deeper meaning. So you could be having a discussion with someone and it's sunny, but then you're also thinking that there's a deeper meaning, and the moon means that there's things hidden, and it's follow your intuition, because you know that there are some things that are hidden. So take your time, because you don't know what's in those cups, but you do know that there is something missing. Your hunch is telling you that there's something missing in all of this too. And it's important, as you heal your Three of Swords, your broken heart, to know that you don't have the full picture. And so it's, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going forth healing your heart, healing your body. You're going to be going through a time of healing. Through that healing is from information. That is your Eight of Cups, where you get a big picture, because you could be saying, why? I have no idea this was happening. Whatever it is. Can be loss of job. Can be having to move. You could be even living with someone and it breaks up and you have to move, and you're like, why? I was totally unprepared for it, because at the base of it is feeling like you can't move forward. There's your Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, which is that unfair situation. So things have been going on around you that you feel like you're stabbed in the back. You're healing yourself from it. You're sort of like in the midst of it, and with the Eight of Swords, feeling like you can't move forward, or it's waiting for decisions. It could be waiting for decisions like, an inheritance, or some benefit that you applied for. Like maybe you applied for Social Security or veterans benefits, or division of property or something. And you're waiting for that. And you feel you can't move forward. Or you're waiting for a decision at work. Maybe they're doing layoffs, but they haven't said who's being laid off. And you're waiting, and you feel like you can't go forward until you have information. Because behind you is the Knight of Swords, which is action, and the Fool. So it's behind you is the new chapter. So you can have a new chapter, but you could be wrapping up from the old chapter, moving forward, because the old chapter was giving you the information of, here we are, this is what's going on, and the new chapter says, okay, now that you know what's going on, let's build from there. And what's on your mind is some sort of discord at work. So for some of you, this could be all about work, because the Seven of Pentacles is about work. putting in the energy, learning the skill, waiting for the harvest. But here's your Five of Rods. Could be conflict at work, could be confusion at work, could be, maybe they're going to lay off, or there's a shortage of materials. Something's happening. So that's what's on your mind right now. I moved clear across the globe, and I have a barking dog right next door. A little dog that they leave there. I even talked to the lady and said that dog is lonely, and it barks for hours and hours and hours. And I said, it's lonely and it barks. Oh, well, we're at the other end of the house, And so I said, just please be mindful of it. That's what I said, be mindful. So if you hear the barking dog, that's not my dogs. That's the little dog next door who's very lonely. Now, ahead of us, we have here the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. So the King of Pentacles can be a business dealing, it can be work, it can be a boss. And the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, why do I keep saying the Nine of Swords? The Seven of Swords is moving forward, having gotten that clear picture and going, okay, well, I'm moving forward. I have I have a feeling of the scene now because I have that new chapter, the Fool. I had the Nine of Swords, so I know that things were ending. And I turned those Five of Swords around into a Seven of Swords, deciding, okay, I see that there's treachery, and I turned that around into a skill. Could be a boss, it could be a company. It could be dealings too. It could be, if you are dealing with the courts, it can be financial dealings. And this is, what was cloaked and hidden is no longer hidden. From knowledge comes power. So you have a clear picture of really what's going on. Just remember that. So as you have these cards, know that you have the knowledge so that you can be empowered to make wise decisions, because things are starting to move. And here's your Hermit. The Hermit is up on the mountain looking at the situation objectively and looking for the truth of the situation. And that's what you're doing, is things start. And with the Eight of Rods, it's that you're seeing the truth of the situation. More clarity. And that's what you want, is more clarity. What's going on? Then we have here the sun or the stars and the moon. So the moon is things hidden, and the stars are you're right on track. So the moon is looking at things that aren't clear to see really what the situation is. You're getting more clarity. This is the time of clarity. This is the time of empowerment. That's what it's saying. Because then we have here the Justice card and the Tower. So for some of you, you've been waiting for a decision. Could be an inheritance. It could be division of property for domestic, like a divorce. It can be a decision at work, because the Justice card is the legal, and also making a decision. And there's the Tower. Boom. It happens suddenly. And it may not have the result that you think you want. Now, there is a card in the wisdom of the Oracle, which is rejection is God's protection. So if you wanted a certain outcome, and it isn't that, you don't see right now that it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. And it could be that maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, you step back and you go, boy, I'm sure glad that it didn't turn out that other way. So you were protected. So rejection is God's protection. And the final outcome is the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups. Queen of Swords is can be an organization, can be a mentor, can be you. It's standing firm, it's clear decision, very concise of what you speak and what you want, and there's a conversation between two people. So it can be a negotiation, it can be you speaking your truth, but the outcome is the truth. So this month, this partial month, is clarity of what's going on, getting a picture of it, and it can be then a meeting of the minds at the end or a discussion. So it's a month of change, a month of clarity. Now let's see what we have for our oracle cards here. Okay. Okay. Now this is a new oracle card that's called the Mystic Manifestation. And let's see what we have here for you. Angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. What is the card that we have for our Pisces for the remainder of June? And angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light, please show us what we have here. Right there. And here's your card. Steady effort. As you move forward, you find resources and reward await you. I take one step at a time. I take one step at a time. So, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Okay, then we're going to have ask your spirit guide. Ask your spirit guides. Angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. Angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. I'm going to do a little video with Bella in it so you can see my little 16-year-old I adopted. And I'm also going to do the card of the day with Nina. You know, she doesn't want to do the cards anymore. I think it's that she gets hot because it's hotter in Vegas. I'm not sure. Angels and archangels. What do we have for our Pisceans? Right here. And the card is ease. Ease. Number 55, a master number. 55. Okay, here we go. The keywords are flow, grace, blessings, and effortlessness. There. Now, we have the message. Your runner guides message to you. Life doesn't have to be so hard. Let us help you in every way possible and know that we love you unconditionally and want to serve. This is from your spirit guides. So call on your spirit guides. Call on your team. They're there to help you. You're not in this alone. That's what this card is saying. Put that there. And then we have the, right here, the Louise Hay card. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. Thank you. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. Okay, and here we go, the card. I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel total compassion and love for all people, myself included. And this is very good because it looks like you're going through some challenges this partial month. And also, you've got the Tower. You have the Nine of Swords. You've been dealing with something. And so be at peace with it. That's what this is saying. Be at peace with that. Take away those Eight of Swords. Those Eight of Swords are self-imposed. And you can do it one step at a time, which that other card said, one step at a time. Cut through the cord and release each one. You don't have to do it all at once. Be gentle, and you will be at peace with yourself. Okay. Now, that concludes our reading today. If you want a reading, your own personal reading, send me an email. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It helps the channel. And today, Nina, Susie, Bella, and I are sending you light and love from Las Vegas.